just to get into something that you mentioned before, you and Jamel, as we talked about, were really at the forefront of discussing race and sports. It wasn't politics. It was morals. It was how you treat people. And I know I listened to a podcast you did with Richard Deitch, and you made that very clear with everyone. And you guys were kind of vilified for just talking about what was going on in the world. Now, flash forward, everyone's talking about what you guys were talking about then. How does that make you feel watching it from afar?
It's a great question. At first, it was frustrating. At first, there was a lot of anger about that, because I'm like, wait a second. I'm old enough to remember 2018. I'm like, if Black Lives Matter now, they didn't matter then. I'm like, and I'm watching, and it's nothing against the people doing it, but I'm watching friends of mine. I'm watching people who I respect. I'm watching them have unfiltered, unlimited, unedited conversations, on the same platforms, whether it's, Sports Center or any other, Jump or NFL Live or name a show. Everybody's having that conversation. I'm like, oh, word? Like, wow. I'm like, having those conversations literally compromised me my career. I'm like, but it's cool now. But it's not just exclusive to ESPN. It's just cool now, period. Like, it's not.
But going back to that, like, how does that? So you see that, like,
how
did it make you feel? Did you?
I was angry. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was, resentful, because I just felt like, I was like, wow. I was like, and it wasn't just because of what I had gone through in the name of carrying on those conversations on SportsCenter. It was, what's changed? Why is this different? Like, unarmed black people have been getting killed on camera. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about police brutality. It's not like it's a different subject matter. It's not like there's a different take on the matter. It's not like there's some discovery that led us to feel like, oh, well, this is different. It's like, this is literally the same subject. He was just killed in a different manner. I was like, so now it's cool, but less than 2 years ago, it wasn't, and I'm a living example of that. I was like, really? And so what it had me doing was questioning, and again, not just ESPN's, but everybody, all of America, all of the corporations who were lining up to say Black Lives Matter, all of the networks, all of the people who were putting Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter collection on their streaming services, Black Voices on their streaming services. Video games had a Black Lives Matter declaration when you open up a video game. I'm like, oh, so it's trendy now. And the downside of saying Black Lives Matter or supporting Black Lives Matter is now greater than the downside of distancing yourself from that very basic idea. And so there was a lot of resentment at first, just given what I'd been through. Mm-hmm. But over time, I realized, like, I'm entitled to my feelings, but I try not to make it about me. And the most important thing is, okay, well, look, better late than never. And here we are having these conversations, and more important, others who came behind me are now getting an opportunity to speak their truth and speak that truth to power. So be it. Like, I've moved on. I'm in a better place than I would have ever been at ESPN, quite frankly. And maybe it just took them a while, but here we are.